Welcome to Shul.com, Chodesh Tov. We are reading from the Kunteras, Ahavat Yisrael. It's a book written by the Chafetz Chaim about not hating people and how to have tactics in order to love people that might not be lovable, if you want to say that. Bo yevoar afne tikun achet shel Sinat Hinam. So here he's going to talk to you about remedying the sin. Let's say a person, if he wants to do the tikkun of fixing Sinat Hinam. Reshit lakol, beginning. You need to remove the hate from your heart. That's level one. Don't have the hate. Then your soul will be cleaned from Sinat Hinam. Then your soul can make a kapara from it. Just like a person who steals, someone who steals something and doesn't return it, it's not going to help. Even Yom Kippur passes, if he stole something and he still has it, it's a problem. Same thing as when you hate another Jew. Every time you didn't remove the sin'ah fully from your heart, you can't ask for forgiveness about hating someone if you still hate him. There's no kapara about bekama viduyim tehave ketovel v'sheretz biyado. Even with a lot of different supplications and prayers and teshuvah, it's like dipping in a mikveh with a cockroach in your hand. What's the purpose of that? It's tovel v'sheretz biyado. Obviously, roach is not a sheretz, but in the sense of that. Gam yargil adam. This is a key item. He says that you should always try to judge people favorably. That doesn't matter what a person did, always find on him a merit. Maybe he did it by mistake. Maybe he didn't do it by mistake, but he felt bad about it. So he's saying here that you have to look, when you see a situation of someone who did something negative to you, try to find a way to say that he didn't do it on purpose. And if he did do it on purpose, and you know he did it on purpose, it could be that he feels bad about it, he just doesn't know how to apologize or fix it. And then the hate will come out of your heart. In Shabbat Kuf Chav Zayin, that a person who judges his friend for a kaf zechut, they're going to judge him also in the Shamayim, the Kaf Zechut. Od ita b'Hazal in Avot Bet Dash Dalet. Al tadin et chavercha an shedagia limkomo. Don't judge your friend until you get to his place. But what's interesting about that is that a person will never reach the place of his friend. So what they're really saying to you is Al tadin chavercha an shedagia limkomo. Don't judge your friend until you get to his place. Is meaning to say don't ever judge him, because you're never going to actually reach the same place that he's in. Sometimes a person asks his friend for his favor. Please do me a favor, go get this for me. Or do for him a favor. His friend didn't do what he asked him. Don't judge him as a chovah that he did it on purpose, because of the bad in his heart, he didn't do what you asked him. You have to research it. If he could, in fact, loan him, I guess he was asking him for a loan in this case, or to do some gimel chasdim for him. It happens a lot with one person. That in his house, he's very generous. So it could be a person, he's very generous at home. People think he's a big ashir, he's a big wealthy guy because he dresses well, he's very good with his, with his kids, everything. But really, he has a lot of difficulty with his money. He just shows that. But he has to have that type of behavior. Or because of his business, in regards to how he buys and sells, or if he owes people money, they might jump on him. They might go after him. When they hear that he might have lost his money, they might go after him. So he keeps his status. He keeps driving a nice car. He dresses in luxurious clothing, even though he may not be that anymore. He just doesn't want people to know. Or he wants to marry off the kids, so he wants to show that he has a good status economically. That people are going to think that he's a poor man. And other things like that. It could be because of these things, people didn't do the favor that he needed. Sometimes we assume a lot of things about people, but we're not in their mind, we're not in their lives, we don't know. A person has to do an internal recollection of his soul. That if that person, he was in that case, what would he do? Well, you would have been better than him, you probably would have done the same thing. Until you get to his place, to his situation. If you always did this, to think about how you would act in the other person's place, you would always judge people favorably because you would put yourself in their feet. And here I just gave you a little glimpse of how bad it is to hate other Jewish people. And the man who really wants to look into his way, you have to find other ways and tactics to go against the Yetzer Hara, who's trying very, very hard to create in your heart a sin'ah for another Jew. He'll do anything to do that, because we learned yesterday that just like a father loves his son, if someone hated your son, you would be upset with him. So he said, we are all banim atem laHashem, you're all the children of Hashem. So when another Jew hates another Jew, God ends up hating the person that hates the other Jew, because he says, why are you hating on another Jew? That's my son. And so he tied that in yesterday. That the sin is the main thing. That this sin is what actually caused the destruction of the temple. And the reason why we're still in Galut is only one reason, because God said you're not united. If you're not united, I'm not going to bring you all together. You have to unite yourself first before I'm going to do that. You really want the Beit HaMikdash to come, you really want to see that temple, you want to go there and have every single issue and problem solved and have world peace, then you have to stop hating people. We have to fix what we destroyed. And in the sin that we did, we have to fix it. If a person did barrels and loads of averot, he did a lot of bad things. Okay, so then do havilot shel mitzvot and then balance it out. If the scale is being tipped for averot, then add on the other side mitzvot. It's called echad v'echad Yisrael. You have to love every single person in Israel. Ben begufo, ben b'mamono, with your body and with your money. V'dachus al kevodo u'mamono shel chavero, and you have to care for the honor and for the money of your friend. Keshem shechas al kevod u'mamon atzmo, just like you care for your own money. V'alzeh huzharnu b'mitzvat ve'ahavta lereacha kamocha, and that's the mitzvah. You should love your friend like yourself. V'chmo shekatav harambam zal sefer mitzvot aseh resh vav. It's not just random or for free that we're called a piece of God. In Devarim lev tet כי חלק השם עמו יעקב חבל נחלתו. ומלבד זה צריכים אנו לדעת כי עניין זה של הבאת שלום בין אדם לחברו הוא מהדברים שאדם אוכל פירותיהם בעולם הזה. There's certain things that you're going to eat in this world. You actually gain the benefit in this world and in the next world, and that one of them is making peace amongst two people. והקרן קיימת לו לעולם הבא, כדאית במסכת פאה פרק א' משנה א'. והנה, באמת צריך האדם להתבונן בעצמו ולראות. The person has to look to himself and understand שהיצר מפתה אותו בכל יום מלהתרעם ומלהבין גודל טובותיו וחסדיו של הקדוש ברוך הוא ולתת לו תודה עליהם. The Yetzer Hara will do anything in its power to take away from you the understanding of how much God really does for you in your life, and to remove from you the ability to say thank you. God, the Yetzer Hara will do anything to show you that God is not doing it for your benefit, in order so you don't say thank you. And really, God's doing everything in your benefit, so you do say thank you. V'amru Chazal, Ezehu Chacham hamakir et mikomo. Who is the wise man? A person who knows his place. Haino madregato. He knows his level. He wants to say, Demi she'eno chacham yuchal hayetzer leramoto v'lomar. Someone who's not intelligent, the Yetzer Hara will tell him a lot of things to trick him. Shehu nechabad umkayem et Torah. He tells him you're an honorable person, you keep the Torah. כפי שהעולם מחזיקים אותו ללמדם בידי שמיים שמקיים התורה במצוותיה, אבל הוא בעצמו, אם איש נבון הוא, ימצא כמה מצוות שעובר עליהם בכל יום. He said, don't listen to what other people are telling you that you're Yirei Shamayim or that you're a learner. You have to look at yourself and to see which sins you know you're doing every day, because you know yourself best. ואינו משים לב עליהם כלל לקיים. Don't listen to them. וכן בענייני הלווין שעובר עליהם ואינו משים לב לתקנם. And he knows certain things that he goes against, לא תעשה, you're not supposed to do, and he does them, and he has to fix that. והתועלת מזה גדולה מאוד. שאם יכיר את עצמו הכרה אמיתית, if you're going to be honest with yourself, יסור הגאווה ממנו, then the arrogance will leave you. ויתרצה במה שנותן לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, הן בהשפעה והן בענייני הכבוד וכל ענייניו. And then Hashem he's going to see what Hashem is giving him with all the hashpa'ot and honor. ויכיר שהקדוש ברוך הוא מתנהג עמו במידת החסד. You'll see that God really is doing a lot of chesed for you. בזה מבואר מאוד מה שאמר הכתוב בתהילים קמ"ה-ט"ז, פותח את ידיך ומסביר לך רצון, that you open your hands and God satisfies all the living with what they want. הרבה אנשים מתמיהים על הקרע. איך משביע? How does God satiate? והלא אין אדם מת וחצי תאוותו בידו. But a person, it says that a person doesn't die and half of his desires are still in his hands. I mean, he still has things that he wants to do or acquire. אבל לפי מה שבאנו, ניחא מאוד, דספירת הדבר הוא שאין אדם מכיר את עצמו. A person doesn't really know himself, really. בדנמי לו שעל פי מעשיו היה ראוי ליתן לו יותר ויותר בעולם הזה. A person thinks that he's owed more. So it says, V'halo en adam met, a person doesn't die, v'chatzi tavato b'yado, and half of his desire is there. What is he saying? He's saying that a person thinks that he's owed more in this world. He thinks, I do this, Hashem should give me that, or he feels that. וגם בעולם הבא לא יוגרע מדרגתו. אבל הקדוש ברוך הוא שיודע ומכירו היטב, יודע שאין כדאי לו יותר, גם לבניו שלא יסור מדרך השם יתברך. But Hashem knows what a person is and what he's going to get and what he deserves. So what he's kind of telling you here is the value and the importance. This is it. This is the entire Kunteras Ahavat Yisrael. So what's interesting is he's trying to tell you the tremendous downside of hating another Jew, to the level that is why we have galut. That's why we've had to go from place to place. And because of this, it's caused an extension of the exile, which is almost 2,000 years now from when the Churban Bayit Sheni of the Romans. The Romans is around 70 of this era, so it's unfortunate. But he says it's a tactic. Tactic is start to love your friend, start to put yourself in his place, start to understand that hating another Jew, even if he did something harmful, is even worse than having the problem to begin with. And so I think if we take this Chafetz Chaim to heart, we'll bring a lot of beracha to our lives. Bezat Hashem. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen.